Mike Mentzer has one of the most controversial philosophies when it comes to building muscle. But does it actually work? For those who are unfamiliar, Mike Mentzer's training technique is rooted in doing fewer sets, but with incredibly high intensity, while prioritizing rest and recovery. He believed in training once every 5 to 7 days for 20 to 30 minutes and no more than 5 sets per body part. On the other hand, someone like Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was a rival to Mentzer, believed in a more traditional approach of the more sets you do, the more you will grow. Arnold would train twice per day and 6 days per week. He would also sometimes do up to 20 sets per body part per day. It's hard to dismiss either way of training given the incredible figures that these men had. So, what is more effective? They both have produced incredible results, and it is hard to say which is more effective. In order to validate Mentzer's ideas, let's look at a study which was conducted where adults were split into 2 groups. The first group were people between ages 20 and 35. The second group were people between ages 60 and 75. Both groups began training 3 times per week, in which they would train 3 sets of 3 different exercises for a total of 9 sets each day. After 16 weeks, each group was then divided into 3 more groups. Group A stopped training. Group B trained once per week but continued doing 9 sets. And Group C also trained once per week but went down to only 3 sets. The results of the study showed that none of the participants in the older group maintained any muscle mass, which is not surprising given their age. The younger participants in Group A also did not maintain any muscle mass. In Group C, the participants were able to only maintain their muscle mass, whereas Group B was able to increase muscle mass. The study concluded that Mentzer's training technique was acceptable for younger adults, but not sufficient for older adults. However, this study failed to mention the intensity of the workouts, which is a key element to his program. Would the older group have seen better results if they trained to true failure? Most likely, but training to true failure at that age is not very safe or practical. The best way to prove Mentzer's ideology is not by reading through studies and published documents, it's by looking at the results. Mentzer trained hundreds of clients using his program and saw drastic improvements in all of them. The important thing to remember is that his program is not a one-size-fits-all approach, like many people think. It is not once per week for 20 minutes. It varies based on a person's age, recovery ability, and use of PEDs. All of his clients started by working out 1 day per week and gradually increasing or decreasing the amount of reps and workouts as needed. Able to recover quickly? Let's go from once every 7 days to once every 6 days and see how that works. Still not making progress at once per week? Let's try once every 8 or 9 days. Mentzer believed that many people overtrain significantly without giving their body time to recover. The quicker you can recover, the more often you can train. Simple as that. One of Mentzer's most famous clients was 6-time Mr. Olympia winner Dorian Yates. Yates was an advocate of Mentzer's program and attributes his insane growth and physique to the training program. His training program may not be optimal for everybody, but that doesn't mean it's not effective. We are all different, and our optimal training styles will vary and should be discovered through our own trial and error. There is no one correct way to train, and every training ideology should be looked at and analyzed before drawing conclusions. His ideas are either taken to heart or laughed at, and there doesn't seem to be much in between. Whether you believe strongly in Mentzer's program or think it's completely crazy, it is hard to dismiss the proof and evidence shown not only in himself, but in his clients as well.